Kia ora, g'day. Welcome back once again here with part two of my reaction to this New Zealand muscle Lincoln debacle and fraud work happening. But before we do that, proudly brought to you by Waimanuka. Joe Harawira and his product, not sponsored, so my little space isn't sponsored by them. This is one of the cans that I've already finished. But you can see the bottles and stuff in the can and that up there. So get yourself some of the product. New Zealand's premium non-alcoholic sparkling beverage made right here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So anyway, let's jump back into part two of this reaction.
To badly applied NZ muscle whey stickers. You can see the EHP bottles, and then when I scan over to the side, you can see the new NZ muscle labels ready to be applied.
These specific tubs of Isopept aren't expired, and honestly, they're good quality proteins in their own right. But they're clearly made in the US, and the NZ Muscle labels state made in New Zealand from grass-fed whey. They're also priced an extra 20%, knowing that you'll pay more for something that you think is locally made. This is awfully strange behavior for a true grassroots New Zealand business that, remember, claims we would never knowingly sell a product we believe is mislabeled.
Crazy, man. Dion Blinken boogie for brains. Bro, I don't know how you dig yourself out of this hole, brus. Maybe you'll just scrap NZ Muscle and start a whole new company and have a different person as a director. but what you've done, man, oh well, brought it on yourself, eh? Just, I don't know, clearly you've probably done very well out of it at the expense of New Zealand public. That's what I say, like, when people ask me, like, just don't even worry about using supplements anyway, man. And if you are, like, Lincoln, pay the extra money if you've got it to get, I guess, the good stuff, whatever that is.
The nutrition panels and ingredients lists may have matched up, but the claim that they're New Zealand made and with sought after New Zealand grass-fed whey makes it seriously illegal. It's deliberately misleading consumers.
How is Dion and or people at New Zealand Muscle, how are they not being charged going to court or whatever the process is, being convicted and then put in jail? Like, how does, or has that already happened? I don't know. I know I'm a bit late with regards to this reaction, but it seems like nothing has happened because Dave Latelli was in there as a CEO for about a week. He's now out of the picture. What happens? Like, there seems to be no charges happening for something which is, could potentially have put people's health, physical health and well-being at risk. It's mad.
That they value New Zealand made and NZ dairy more, so are happy to pay a higher price. And this wasn't just a few tubs being mislabeled. This was literally thousands.
Dion specifically asked me, do not film, the top right-hand corner, because that's where all the EHP banana was packed.
Is this the better way Dion was talking about on his website? It's clear that Dion knew this was dodgy at the very least, which is interesting because this witness statement places him at the table relabeling them himself. And this message from a former employee states, when asked, Dion said, EHP Labs gave them permission. I'll be honest, I'm not sure I believe that.
EHP Labs, I doubt another company from overseas, if that's where this EHP Labs is from America, I think it showed, if I'm thinking of the right label. There is no way a company, I don't care who you are, is going to go through all the effort to make their product, label their product, ship their product, like sell and ship their product to anywhere, and even within their own country or to another country, and then say, oh yeah, and if you want to, take our product, remove our labels, and then put your labels on it if you want, and then sell it off as your own. Like, feel free, bro. There's just, there's no way. If there's evidence of that, Dion, then show it, bruz.
A well-known, reputable brand like EHP Labs was cool with NZ Muscle relabeling it as their own with a false origin claim? So we reached out to EHP Labs to comment.
EHP Labs unequivocally was not complicit in any of this. We had no idea and did not authorize any of this repackaging by NZ Muscle. Dion was in breach of the distribution contract with us, and we actually terminated the supply agreement. We were extremely shocked when we came to find this out.
And sure.
Crazy, eh? Which, again, I'm glad I was right on that piece.
In this particular case, it was a tub of EHP protein. But who knows what else has been relabeled at NZ Muscle? People could literally be consuming anything. The New Zealand government is very protective of New Zealand consumers, but also our local industries.
Well, if the New Zealand government is very protective of New Zealand consumers, why the truck isn't there anything being done about it at the moment? Why isn't he at the very least being arrested and then released on bail or whatever the process is? Like, there's all this evidence, it seems, video footage, staff that have gone on record, photos showing the labeling and redistribution process or whatever it is, previous suppliers cancelling the agreement with New Zealand Muscle. Like, what else do they need to be able to bring charges against Dion and whoever else has been involved in this scam to seek to start getting some justice? So that, all well and good, if this guy, if what he's saying is true, well then they can action it and show how committed you are to protecting New Zealand consumers.
Especially dairy. Milk Hero Foods was fined over $400,000 for taking advantage of the reputation of New Zealand dairy, advertising their products as from the clean, green, pasture-based dairy farms in New Zealand, despite some of their products using imported dairy.
$400,000 is probably just chump change for what they probably would have made. So if that's all that's going to happen to Dion, it's probably just the equivalent of getting a slap on the wrist, you naughty boy.
From India. So surely, if someone handed all of the video evidence and witness statements to the Commerce Commission, they'd shut this down quick, right? Back in 2021, the person who gave us all of this footage did exactly that. A Commerce Commission complaint was filed and a reply came back stating, "We consider your complaint is appropriate for further assessment by an investigator if resources allow." Unfortunately, no update was received after this, and
If resources allow, that gives you a good indication. So in other words, nothing's going to happen. It'd probably be like the, well, across all industries, police, limited resources, corrections, limited resources, the Civil Aviation Authority, and that process with regards to tragically a plane that was reconverted, and I can't remember the place where it was, converted to take people skydiving, and it ended up crashing and killing everybody that was in that aircraft. Just, if resources allow, what is going on? Well, it mustn't be that important. They must just be all too busy, or they've got literally nobody that can go out and do the work that is supposed to be done.
from what we know, an investigation never took place.
We reached out for comment from the Commerce Commission, and they confirmed that an inquiry concerning NZ Muscle Limited was screened and assessed, but it was decided to not progress at that time and the inquiry was closed. They say, in light of the fresh allegations made by you about the scale and ongoing nature of the conduct, we have decided to reassess the matter.
With no investigation from the
So they just they assessed it. They said that they believed it needs looking into when the lady sent it through, or one of the employees with the video footage. Didn't send any comms to say we've assessed it and we deem that it doesn't need to be investigated. Not until however long later when these guys followed up again. They've at least explained that they closed it because they didn't believe that it needed to be looked into any further, the first inquiry or complaint that they received. And now they're just going to assess it again. Is this just going to carry on? They're just going to like leave it? Yeah, we'll assess it and then go, yeah, nah, doesn't need any further
Commerce
investigation.
Commission, it looks as though NZ Muscle were given free rein to continue and even ramp up the scale of their offending, as we are about to discover.
This leaked footage from inside NZ Muscle shows an employee barehanded repackaging the creatine that you're putting in your body.
This is filmed just in April this year. We're in July now. Like bugger all time ago, 2-3 months ago, whenever it was within April this year, we've hidden the identity of this former NZ Muscle staff member at their request out of fear of potential retaliation. Man, what is it with these people that are wanting to do the right thing, right? Seems like they want to do the right thing. They're showing a video of, hey, this is what I have to do at work. This is what I'm doing. But the people that they are worried about or scared of, like Dion, like what's that guy going to do? I mean, if he's, maybe he's paying people to do stupid stuff. Maybe he's got gang ties to organized crime. Who knows? I mean, credit for these people for going this far, this step. But man, like, put your face out there. That's what I think anyway. And go, here it is. I'm bloody having to do this. This is part of my job. Barehanded, changing from one product packet into a New Zealand muscle brand packet and then carrying on. One, again, why do people carry on and or do this in the first place? Surely these employees have got friends, or maybe they don't, but I'd assume friends, loved ones, family members, etc., that probably buy from NZ Muscle, and so they're not telling them. Maybe that's who they're scared of. Maybe that's why their identity, they're choosing to hide it, because maybe they've steered a lot of their friends or families, loved ones, to go and buy the New Zealand Muscle product. Maybe.
Do you recognize this room? 5 years ago, EHP Isopact was being relabeled here, and now it looks like entire products are being packaged here. This signed legal statement from an ex-employee states that they had received no prior training in repackaging, quality control, or food-grade manufacturing procedures, and they were not instructed to wash their hands, wear gloves, wear a hairnet, or a face mask, and they had no instruction regarding any hygiene protocols. They even raised concerns about contamination risks with putting paper golden tickets into these bags, which were just dismissed, and they were instructed to continue.
Wow. Far out. Just another reason why you shouldn't worry about buying those sort of products. That's what I reckon anyway. Just have Milo or
Hold
something.
on. So, random NZ Muscle employees' bare hands are being shoved into bags of creatine with no gloves, no hand washing, and no other hygiene whatsoever for a product that you are then putting in your body. And does this really look like a sterile packaging environment? But, okay, maybe it's just a one-off. Maybe it was just a few bags for this promo. But then, why would you have an industrial powder filler here and a heat sealer here and these trays stacked full of creatine here? Well, the employee did mention that this task would normally have been carried out by another employee who was responsible for bagging creatine products. And when we asked for this employee to clarify what they meant, they said he normally bags the creatine from the machine into the bags and seals them. That's his whole job. He spends most of his hours putting the creatine in NZ Muscle bags.
So sounds like there's a dedicated job for maybe one trusted person. This female has gone and I guess demonstrated what it is that they do and what this other guy must do. Who, just the treacherous, deceptive behavior that's happening. I wonder what he gets paid, because this guy seems like has got NZ Muscle by the bollocks. If he was ever to decide to go public, I mean, at the same time, he's guilty by association, so he's gonna, and through practically being involved in doing that work himself. So I guess he's like, well, I'll go down as well if I say anything. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm getting paid. I assume he's getting paid well to do what he does. So therefore, why upset the apple cart? It's like, man, That's mad, man.
So we've got confirmation here from a former employee that there was another employee whose entire job was packing creatine at the Enzo Muscle HQ. This would be totally fine if Enzo Muscle were registered for food and supplement production. And in New Zealand, you're required to have either an FCP or an NP3, and these licenses ensure that businesses handle and sell safe food or supplements. These processes ensure that businesses follow strict guidelines on things like food hygiene, cross-contamination, and they require a registered verifier to periodically check the premises to ensure compliance, all for your safety as a consumer. Thankfully, it's super easy to check if businesses have either of these, as MPI publicly list all license holders. So we can just search Enzo Muscle and they should pop up, right? Well, we searched their name, we searched their NZ business number, and even the HQ address, and nothing comes up. To us, this confirmed that NZ Muscle should not be packing anything at that HQ, regardless of if it's a one-off promo or full-scale production. And on the topic of Enzo Muscle creatine, you may remember this HASTA certificate from earlier, claiming they are batch tested for banned substances. They also claim on their website that batch testing involves testing a sample from every batch and occurs at the end of the production process. This HASTA test shows the name of a company called Prosoma, a contract.
Do NZ Muscle actually make any product at all? Have they ever made any product at all? Like they're saying that it's from New Zealand, 100% New Zealand grass-fed beef, etc., whatever claims they're making. Why is there nothing in the media about Dion and these bloody little rodents, these twats, being arrested?
Manufacturer down in Christchurch. But hold on. How can Enzo Muscle's creatine be packed by Prosoma if this Enzo Muscle employee's entire job is packing it up here in Auckland at the Enzo Muscle HQ? Something just doesn't add up. Could it be that Enzo Muscle are getting a small amount of creatine packed legitimately at Prosoma to create a paper trail and pass batch testing, but then mixing in large quantities of bootleg creatine packed in an unlicensed, unhygienic facility? And in case Enzo Muscle are trying to position Prosoma as a scapegoat, we reached out to their owner directly and asked for their statement. You think that you're buying premium batch-tested creatine, but in reality, who knows what you're getting? It might not even be creatine. And from what we've been told, it doesn't just stop at creatine.
Icing sugar, is it? Baking powder, and flour mixed with icing sugar, mixed with oh man, who knows? That is mad.
Protein products also get run through the exact same machines with no cleaning in between.
The thing is, like, it wouldn't even be so bad if they'd actually fucking cleaned it out between products, but they didn't even fucking do that.
They didn't even rinse it, like, so if they were packing a protein and then went to pack creatine, they wouldn't even fucking...
Bro, no. It was just fucking send it straight through and fucking turn a blind eye to those.
Crack up listening to must be a former employee. This audio is from a call with a former NZ Muscle employee. Like, who's that guy? Clearly he knows what's been happening. How long has it been happening? How long was he working for? You know, he probably doesn't want to show his face because he probably acknowledges and understands he's got some answering to do as well. Like, you're stepping into doing this thing, maybe initially, say for the first part of your induction training, maybe, or for the first week or two, you could be forgiven. You might potentially be forgiven for thinking, oh, this is just how it rolls. This is just what's done. But if after those couple of weeks have gone by, so say a couple of weeks grace period, you're seeing these things and you know that this doesn't look, sound, or feel right, and you're still doing it, maybe that's why these employees and stuff don't want to show their faces. Because something's definitely dodgy and not right there.
There's a couple of bags that are probably fucking questionably mixed.
And that means if somebody with a severe dairy or peanut allergy buys creatine and it was just run through a hopper...
Yeah, this bloody music again is probably a bit too much. Probably doesn't need it. Like this video, to me anyway, this video is good enough without the music in the background. It's just a bit annoying at the moment.
Picked
Anyway.
in peanut whey protein, and it wasn't washed. That isn't just bad business. That's a lethal anaphylactic risk.
Fuck, boys. Surely it can't get any worse than this.
Sit down, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
It gets worse, man.
Let Jamie explain this.
Alright, buckle up, man. Just a few weeks ago, we received an insider tip from a current Ends and Muscle employee. And little did we know, we were about to discover one of the worst offendings of the whole case. They gave us two jaw-dropping pieces of information. The first of which was 4 links to products on the Ends and Muscle website. No Brand Isolate, No Brand Whey Plus, IsoPure, and BSN Synthesis 6. 4 products. 2 really unique formulas matching identically, except for the fact that the No Brand ones state that they're 100% NZ owned and made, and the isolate version also claims to be grass-fed NZ whey. BSN Synthesis 6 and No Brand Whey Plus both share a complex protein blend from 6 different sources, plus a huge 47-gram serving size. When was the last time you saw a serving size that big? It's a pretty notable feature of BSN Synthesis 6. Not to mention, IsoPure and No Brand Isolate had identical macros and an interesting advanced proprietary vitamin and mineral blend unique to IsoPure. Now, what are the chances of these entirely different brands having the exact same formula? It's important to establish here that No Brand is one of Ends and Muscle's in-house brands exclusive to them, and it's extremely unlikely that Ends and Muscle have been able to perfectly replicate these 2 formulas.
This is crazy, man. Like, far out. How can you? For me, I can quite comfortably sit here and laugh because I don't use the stuff anyway. But I could imagine those that do purchase it and or have purchased the stuff under the premise that they believe they're getting, a premium quality product from little old New Zealand. New Zealand would never do anything like this, right? New Zealand business owners looking to improve the health and well-being of other people would never rip off their own people, surely. Holy heck, Dion, you ball bag. What the truck are you up to, bruz?
Is this just another Ends and Muscle lie and the nutrition panels are wrong? Or is something even more sinister happening? Now, this is where our second tip-off comes in. Go and check out the bins outside HQ. We drove down to Ends and Muscle HQ after hours, and we took a look inside their bins.
NZ Muscle's fucking HQ. You can see this is a fucking van. There's so much. Oh my god, bro, this is insane.
Tubs galore. What? And they're all in Spanish.
Bro, it is fucking short dated.
Stacked to the brim were empty Spanish tubs of IsoPure. What the fuck? Why does a New Zealand brand have hundreds of empty, short-dated Mexican tubs?
What is the supposed New Zealand government consumer watchdog people doing? Like, have they not seen this? Have they been sent this? What's their response or reply? I hope these guys share in this video what they've done and who's been advised and if they've received anything back, because this is just trucking ridiculous.
In the bin outside their Auckland HQ. Remember that Spanish tub of IsoPure we showed you earlier? Yeah, that's the exact same tub. Well, actually, hundreds of them. Although these ones are empty, and for some reason in the bin right outside their warehouse. Could it be that this about to expire Mexican IsoPure is actually being repacked into Ends and Muscle's No Brand bags and then being sold to you as 100% NZ grass-fed whey?
Well, not said to me, not sold to me, bruz. but clearly been sold to a heck of a lot of people. It would appear.
Whey with an extended expiry date? No, fuck, surely not. Because remember, Ends and Muscle told us we would never knowingly sell a product we believe is mislabeled. Or is this the better way Dion was thinking of? Seeing as BSN Synthesis 6 and IsoPure are both Glanbia products, one of the largest supplement companies in the world with 4 billion euros, we reached out to them to see if they were aware of what's going on here. Especially because the Mexican IsoPure specifically says manufactured for Costco, Mexico. So how the fuck did it end up in the bin outside NZ Muscle's warehouse all the way in New Zealand?
We take the quality, safety, and integrity of our products very seriously. We were not previously aware of the matters outlined in your email and appreciate you bringing them to our attention. Given the seriousness of the matters raised, we will follow up on this as a priority. Should evidence emerge indicating unauthorized repackaging, product tampering, or other unlawful activity, we
Come on, commercial manager New Zealand. Bloody get off your backside, man, and do something.
would consider all appropriate actions available to us under applicable law.
Even with just this evidence alone, it looks pretty damning. Why else would you have empty Mexican isopure tubs in your bin, identically matching nutrition panels of one of your own products, and historical evidence of illegally packing products at the same warehouse where these empty tubs were found? We've reached out to a couple of NZ Muscle employees that had given us information in the past, and we were told that the same dodgy room we've shown you before was also used to package products from the no-brand range. And we have an inside source who spoke to us on the condition of total anonymity, who told us that NZ Muscle have imported 40 pallets of short-dated Glanbia protein. We went back to our...
Why is that person again after anonymity? Like, they must have been involved. These employees, this is just my take. Okay, good on them if they want to tell the truth now and they want to bring out and expose, and they've got this footage of what's been happening behind the scenes, the storeroom, all the other foreign product, the tips for the bins outside, one of the staff members, female staff members, going through and doing what happens in terms of repackaging a product that has been purchased and then repackaging it for NZ Muscle stuff. But I'm assuming that they're after anonymity because they know that they're culpable as well, if that's the right term, and that they should suffer the consequences for their part, like depending on how long they've been a part of it for. Like, I assume there would be a measure of punishment based on how long somebody has knowingly participated in these criminal and illegal activities, basically defrauding New Zealand public members. They have, trusted New Zealand Muscle, Dion and his blinking team of minions, it would seem. So, yeah, just disappointing, man, in terms of how long has this been going on for? How much time we got left there? I'll let this, maybe I'll finish this one up here. It's nearly 30 minutes. Oh, hang on. Let's go for a little bit longer.
Our office, and we ordered 2 bags of each no-brand product we've been tipped off about, and 2 tubs of Isopure and BSN Synth6. We wanted to run some tests of our own, and we wanted to make sure they wouldn't go mysteriously missing if MPI or the Commerce Commission started knocking on NZ Muscle's door. Our products arrived, and while recording ourselves opening the boxes to prove nothing was tampered with, we noticed some interesting things. Extended dates, dirty bags, hair under stickers, Spanish Isopure. Most brands use stamped batch numbers and expiry dates these days, because using stickers means that NZ Muscle would have the ability to freely update and change dates whenever they want.
Okay, so we have just been served some legal documents from McVie Fleming, which is the law firm that NZ Muscle use.
NZ Muscle had called onto us sniffing around, and they were trying to silence us. A baseless cease and desist was sent to us, hoping we'd be scared off. We replied to them both publicly and directly to their legal team with all the facts we'd uncovered. And what did they say in response? Nothing. The same day, after suspiciously...
I'm going to pause this one there. Probably nothing, because they're like deer in the headlights and gone, oh, we're trucked now. Like, if we come after them now, based on what they've just shown and how they've just outed us on their socials. Like, I'd never heard of these guys before. I don't even know if they go by a certain name. Ugly Face, is that what it is in their background on that sign? But man, NZ Muscle, again, shut your doors, bruz. Like, that's what I would say. I don't personally, I'm not even somebody that uses those sort of products. Oh, like very, very rarely anyway. And if I do, I would just get it from whatever the supermarket that I'm at, or if I happen to be at Chemist Warehouse getting something, I might grab something from there. I've never ordered, as far as I'm aware, I've never ordered anything online from NZ Muscle. And like I said, hardly ever. And if I do, I'll get a chocolate flavored something. But usually, I just got a big can of Milo. So, yeah, I don't know how. I can't see NZ Muscle coming back out of that one, or out of this situation that they're in, no matter who they get in as the face to be the CEO. Like, there's just so much damage, lies, deceit, corruption that you can see just from this really well put together documentary, to be fair. And there's some employees, obviously, or former employees that have been a part of it, it would appear, for quite some time, and so therefore they don't want to have their faces and stuff exposed, probably because, again, friends and loved ones and that sort of thing would be disappointed in them for the part that they've played, especially depending on how long they may have been involved in it for. I'm making assumptions there. I don't know if that's the case at all. Maybe they are genuinely afraid because they're worried that Dion has a way somehow and other employees will take action into their own hands against them. Who knows? Maybe they'll take action against these guys that have exposed them, but doesn't look good. Anyway, that aside, what does look good is the Waimanuka product. Again, I'm proudly not sponsored by Waimanuka, but as I've mentioned, their product is delicious. New Zealand's premium non-alcoholic sparkling beverage with honey and a splash of honey. Oh, sorry, honey and a splash of lemon. Honey and a splash of honey. Bloody hell. I was supposed to be getting better at promoting this product. I'm just blinking getting worse at spitting the words out. But it is great. It tastes delicious. If you don't know, now you know. Get yourself something. Give it a try. Go to www.waimanuka.co.nz and check them out. And if you feel so inclined, get yourself some of their product. You won't regret it. It tastes nice. There's no proteins or anything in it. There's no artificial flavors or colors in it. So that's why each one will taste a little bit different. And the honey comes from different parts of Aotearoa as well, from the Bay of Plenty region, from the Central Plateau, and from the East Coast is the other place as well. So give it a try. Buy you some Waimanuka premium non-alcoholic sparkling beverage. There you go. That being said, thank you very much for your time and support as always. And we'll see you. Hopefully I'll get this done with a third reaction at some stage, and we'll see you on the next video.